The 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm here with Shaq and the Jet. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Checking out the Spurs, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. We'll be watching Pau Gasol in this one. He's done it all and done it well for so long now. Seems like, Shaq, he hasn't really slowed up.
You know, I owe this guy an apology because he was up there in age. I thought he was probably done. But he put up a career high last year, 46 points versus the Bucks. He also
We are here at the American Airlines Center with the crowd going crazy. We've got San Antonio facing the Dallas Mavericks. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. So Dallas will get the first possession. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Pau Gasol is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. And the Spurs with possession. Dallas might always be considered a football town, but they take their basketball seriously here too. Huge attendance numbers. A long string of games for consecutive sellouts for the Mavs, not only last season, but for many years gone by.
And how about being third in the league in average attendance? And by percentages, they were first as they oversold the capacity of their stadium on average.
Here's Matthews, and he banks in the layup. And here are the Spurs.
You know, for the Mavs fans filling up the building, they had good reason to. I mean, really strong 27-14 record for the Mavericks at home last season.
And it's sent back by Bogut. Parker drives in, lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that,
not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And it's been a long time since the Mavs have had a losing record here at home. Their strength in Dallas is part of why they've been a contender for the better part of the last 2 decades.
Now here's Williams, following the miss by Tony Parker. Screened by Bogut. Williams with the ball. He's picked up by Parker, and he gets the bucket.
How about Bogut doing a good job setting that screen?
The Spurs have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Green kicks to Gasol. Leonard attacking. Back to Gasol. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And it's Green missing.
They've had a cold start so far. Just 1 of 5 from the floor here early.
The Mavericks have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. There's a screen by Williams. Outside Matthews. He dishes it to Williams. Williams missing again. Well, for Darren Williams, the injury-riddled campaigns just keep piling up.
Yeah, it's almost difficult to watch considering how good he was when he was healthy. I mean, you're talking about one of the most explosive players in the game over the last decade at the point guard spot. But the injuries, hard to overcome.
And good on the basket. Book it. And here are the Mavericks now. Pass to Matthews. Williams against Leonard. And Williams gets it to go on the assist by Barnes. Williams has got his first bucket in this one. San Antonio trailing here. Parker passes to Gasol. Aldridge kicks to Leonard. 5 on the clock. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Some changes here for the Spurs. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Gasol. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Parker.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Now here's Barea. Harris kicks to McGee. The shot no good. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Leonard. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Leonard's got 5 points so far.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Well, Greg was just talking about the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
Spurs leading by 3. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
And stolen by Barnes. And here we go. Fast break. Barnes has got it. And the rejection by Leonard. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. Spurs making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. Now here's Barea, covered by Mills, and that is good. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first. Out to the right wing. Here's Simmons, covered by Barnes. Mills can't hit.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
And he gets the bucket.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Mavericks trailed by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right. Barea, no good.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Now here is Aldridge. To the right side. 6 on the shot clock. From the baseline. Barnes grabs the miss.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
There's the pass to Barea. Back to Barnes. Releases from 15. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Spurs lead by 3. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
Yeah. I realize this. I realize this. Respect this here. Check. I realize this.
And Tim Duncan closing out what's been a remarkable career, a Hall of Fame career.
He really transformed the franchise. He's one of the best players ever.
Osmano and Duncan, no doubt the long-term face of the Spurs franchise and arguably their best player ever, which brings up the conversation, Greg, of where he stands all-time league-wide.
Well, he's right there. And listen, let's give him a little more credit. He's got 5 rings now, you know, having won that championship 2 seasons ago. But look, Kobe's in that category with 5 rings and an MVP as well. So he's an all-time great. I don't know how you rank him, but when you have a conversation about the best ever, Tim Duncan will be in.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here. What do you think they've been doing or not doing?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
Nowitzki is out there with Matthews. Then there's Darren Williams. Then it's Bogut. And it's Curry in at point guard. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Matthews against Martin. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. And for Kyle Anderson, he had so many traits, Greg, the Spurs were looking for when they drafted him back in 2014, but he spent pretty much the entire season on the pond.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Pop makes his guys earn their minutes. You know, he doesn't care if he took you in the first round or if you're an undrafted free agent. He's going to play the guy who helps his team win.
Curry against Parker. Curry with another miss. Spurs leading by 5. Outside, Green to the left wing. Leonard attacking 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. Leonard's got 7 points in the game.
You know, talking about Kyle Anderson, he's a bit of a polarizing prospect, has a multifaceted skill set. I mean, excellent court vision, outstanding length, doesn't have elite athleticism, absolutely needs to get stronger, but he's got a lot of game.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Curry kicks to Bogut, pass to Williams. Here's Nowitzki, and there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Paul Gasol.
And guys, getting back to Kyle Anderson, not a fit for every system. I mean, he's a guy who needs the ball in his hands to be effective, and he's much more of a facilitator than a finisher at this stage. You know, in Dirk Nowitzki, you start to wonder if he's the best foreign-born player ever. Of course, you have a lot of competition for that distinction. I mean, you got Hakeem, Nash, Parker, just to name a few.
Matthews with the steal. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Back to the topic of Nowitzki as the greatest foreign-born player ever. I think Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark is really his only challenger.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I'd keep Hakeem at the top of that list just because of his presence and impact at both ends of the floor. But Dirk, clearly one of the all-time greats in NBA history.
Williams attacking. Shot is off. Great D that time from Leonard. And here they come. Here's Green. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The San Antonio Spurs, a team that has had such a strong core and is so disciplined, Clark, it's hard to see them struggle, even think of them struggling, even on the road.
Well, you know, last season they did have trouble at times on the road, but 22-19, still not too bad.
Nowitzki sets a screen for Curry. The dish to Nowitzki. Back to Curry. Just 5 to shoot. Rebounded by the Spurs.
And for the Spurs on the road, it was the scoring. They were so good at home, but scored 8.5 points less per game on the road. That was the biggest margin in the NBA.
Green against Matthews. And the foul called on Daniel Green. That's foul number 2 for him. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. San Antonio also making some changes. Simmons is checked in, and it's Ginobili in for Kevin Martin. At the top of the key, Barea. Nobody near Barnes. But they get it back. Another shot. Powell. That's good.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Boy, it's been a long time since the Spurs had a losing record on the road, so there aren't any concerns for them. I mean, they've never had a losing road record since Tim Duncan was drafted. Wow, that's back to 1997.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Leonard, and it's Mills in for Money. Here's Simmons. Gasol dishes to Aldridge. That's good. Aldridge has got the lead up to 7 now for the Spurs.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Adding to their lead, and you see that field goal percentage for the game steadily heading north.
Here's Barea. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And guys, what a spark plug J.J. Barea has been throughout his career. When he comes in the game, you can feel the lift. We saw a couple games against Houston in the playoffs, saw it back in 2011 in the championship season for the Mavs.
That's a great point. I mean, he has an energizing effect on his teammates, the fans, and the announcers. I mean, he just brings so much spirit and hustle to the games. Very hard not to root for a guy like that.
Aldridge kicks to Simmons. He tries for 3. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. Simmons got 5 now.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
Here's Barnes. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
For me, my favorite memory of Barea was outstanding postseason in 2011. The Mavericks had to get through the Lakers and the Heat to win their first championship. And Barea broke down those defenses by screaming to the hoop every chance he got. Actually, he squirted to the hoop.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists. And getting back to Barea's contributions against the Lakers back in 11, Barea led a fourth quarter comeback in game 2 to help the Mavs win. Big swing in that series. And then after the game, Kobe Bryant said that Barea kicked our you-know-whats. And ultimately, Barea helped the Mavs go on to win their only championship.
Left side, Harris. There's the screen. There's the double team with Ginobili. Barea, the pass to Barnes. Offline with his 3.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
The Spurs have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both. And so we conclude the first half. Spurs out in front as they end the second quarter with a massive 16-6 run. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Pop, a solid halftime lead here. How were you able to keep their offensive firepower in check?
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. The biggest lead of the quarter was only 3 points as they traded baskets back and forth. The second quarter got a lot more exciting for them as they were putting up big numbers and find themselves way out in front here at the half. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
You know what, Ernie, I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
Kenny, how do you think Dallas played?
They need to make major adjustments on the offense. Whatever their game plan was going into this game, scrap it. It's not been effective. The shots they were taking were not good shots. They need to find a way to spring guys open where they can shoot a better percentage.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
And as we begin the second half. First half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
Leonard playing extremely well. He has 9 points and also a block shot.
On the court right now for the Spurs, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. A nice shot by Gasol.
In an area where Dallas struggled last season was defending the three-pointer. A lot of their losses came against teams that just took them apart from beyond the arc.
Matthews, no one around him. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. 6 points for Wesley Matthews. San Antonio leading by 13. Parker dishes to Aldridge. They kick it out to Green. Leonard the pass to Gasol. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Nowitzki a screen. Puts up a three. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Matthews.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
The Spurs shooting has been brilliant in this game, 67% from the floor. Gasol kicks to Aldridge. Back to Gasol. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Aldridge dishes to Leonard. Outside Aldridge. Shot clock at 5. There's Parker with the three. Barnes grabs the miss. Mavericks trail by 12. Williams with the ball. Now Green defending. Williams passes to Matthews. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he is just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
And for Matthews, you know, he knows that he's a strong defender. And so last year, his claim was that he was the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA. And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Williams kicks to Matthews. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And oh, here we go with Green. Nobody back. Throws down the breakaway jam.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed. Listen, he has a chance to be considered the best two-way player at his position, and not sure if he is the clear-cut winner of that debate, but he is in the conversation.
Parker dishes to Gasol. Here's Green. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Green's got 4 this quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Here's Barnes. Shot no good. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Now the feed to Gasol. Inside. Second shot opportunity. Aldridge, no luck. Mavericks trailed by 14. Wesley Matthews on the wing. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Outside Aldridge. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. 8 points for Pau Gasol.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season, but he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. JaVale McGee's checked in for Bogut. Harris comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Darren Williams.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
And Aldridge postponing that thumb injury surgery, even though they said it might double his eventual recovery time.
Yeah, I think it's pretty admirable that he was out there because he wasn't just playing in pain. He was playing hurt. That shows you his commitment to winning.
Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. San Antonio leading by 18. And Mills kicks to Gasol. To the paint. Anderson passes to Simmons. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second The Mavericks have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. McGee a screen. Here's Barea. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, you know, the Mavs made the playoffs last season, but they really had a hard time against the rest of the Western Conference contenders, in part because they struggled defensively. Offensively, they were pretty good, but they didn't quite come up with enough stops when they needed them.
Greg, you talked about what the Mavs did, how they played against the West, 29-23 record against the rest of the conference.
Yeah, but Kevin, it's a little misleading, the win total. I mean, if you look at the Mavs against the teams that they compare themselves to, which are the playoff teams in the West, they were only 10-18 over the course of the season.
Good point. There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Floats one. San Antonio with the rebound. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
San Antonio shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
Curry's checked in for the Mavericks. The Mavericks have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. Free throw good, Curry.
Boy, perfect half at the free throw line for them. That'll help their comeback effort for real.
And Clark, those free throws need to continue if they're going to get back in this game. And listen, San Antonio is an older team, actually the oldest in the league last season. And because of injuries and days off, they didn't get to feel that preferred starting 5 a lot last year.
And here's Barea. 6 points for him. It's off. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's San Antonio. They lead by 18. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Here is Barea. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Nowitzki. J.J. Barea is out there with Williams. Then it's Matthews, and it's Bogut, and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. In the corner, it's Martin. Back to Parker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Matthews, left side. There's the bucket. Good. Matthews has got 9 points here in the second half.
Boy, you got to love that assist by Darren Williams.
Spurs leading by 14. Parker dishes to Leonard. Back to Parker. On the wing, Green. He's guarded by Williams. And stolen by Darren Williams. High, arcing shot. He lays it in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Martin kicks to Leonard. To the middle. It's tipped. It's stolen by Barea. side, Williams. That's Nowitzki at the elbow. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. It's on Kawhi Leonard. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
Yeah, but Clark, the other thing that sticks out for me, the number of assists they made over the course of this game.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Barnes is checked in, and San Antonio with the change here too. Gasol's checked in. And going out of bounds. Last touch by Barnes.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
San Antonio leading by 10. They kick it out to Green. Leonard on the wing. Dishes it to Gasol. And that one is hammered home.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard. Clark, bringing it down hard, my brother.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Go home, Dallas!
And the Mavericks call time here. So many people overlook Pau Gasol prior to last season, seemed to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle was saying to the team. He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to rebounds, to every loose ball. We got to wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We have got to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
Knocked loose and stolen by Darren Williams. Here's Nowitzki. Plays it up and banks it in. Nowitzki's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they have gotten themselves back into this game just in the nick of time. If that run had come any later, it would have been Katie bar the door.
But, Greg, they can't relax yet. I mean, they've still got plenty of work to do here.
San Antonio leading by 10.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
And Parker with the block. Green with the ball. Williams picks him up. Kicks it out to Leonard. He feeds it to Aldridge. Shot clock at 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The first free throw is good. Otto Ginobili's checked in for Green. Both free throws good from Aldridge. And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Mavericks trailed by 14. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Lets it go from 14. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Yeah, they brought the sandpaper edge to their attack, really fighting and scrapping inside. A lot of grit and grind with these guys.
And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Sounds good.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
And know, with how that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45 points and 15 rebounds. And a final point, guys, with Powell's career game, it's crazy to think that he did it while not being the first offensive option. I mean, he had been the go-to guy with his time in Memphis for so long.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Powell, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Anderson comes in for Harrison Barnes. Devin Harris is checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Curry subbed in for Darren Williams.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for San Antonio.
Great, generous ball movement tonight, a thing of beauty.
Yeah, remarkable team effort, Kevin. Everybody got involved, and that paid dividends.
And we've come to expect nothing less from one of the league's elite players, but another tour de force for Pau Gasol. He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
The Mavericks have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Outside Curry. The kick out to Anderson. Kept alive. Here's Powell, and he banks in the layup.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
.35 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Pass to Murray. Back to Martin. Out left to the wing. Here's Simmons. Off the mark and a bad shot there. And so it's Dallas with it. They trail by 18. Now here's Curry. He's covered by Murray. Screen by Bogut. It's Curry with the drive. Curry with another miss. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Guys, I'm here with Tony Parker. And Tony, there was an intensity to the way this team played. Were you guys amped up?
We were motivated tonight. You know, today we want a mission. We want to make a statement, and we played great basketball, great ball movement. Everybody wasn't selfish. We shot the ball a lot better, and we played great defense.
Statement delivered, mission accomplished. Nice win, Tony. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Pau Gasol. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
Boy, how many times are we going to see Pau Gasol come out and control a basketball game like he did tonight? This guy who for years has been a mastermind of the low post game. Points, rebounds, assists. You're going to get it all from Pau Gasol on the block, not to mention his veteran leadership.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.